Ever wondered where all the Americans are when they move abroad? The reality might be surprising. So in this video, I will be telling you the 5 top countries with the most American expats. Hello, I am YiNkZZ, your expat guide. So you're probably watching this video because you're thinking of moving abroad. A lot of these numbers were done by research and I'll link them down below in the description. So starting at number 5, we have Germany. Germany, located in Europe, of course, hosts a lot of Americans. There are about 152,000 Americans living in Germany, which is about 5% of the top countries. Germany, of course, is a great option when it comes to living as an American. One, because the economy is very great. 2, the living standard is very high, so you get good quality and great standard of living. 3, it has a lot of job opportunities. Just yesterday, one of my friends was like, you should definitely come out here to work as an engineer. It's a great spot for you to be at. Just recently, a couple days ago, I was reading this Forbes article that was talking about how the amount of hours Americans work versus, say, Germans is just, the discrepancy is just way too much. Germans work maybe, say, 40 hours a week exactly, and Americans are just like all over the place. So that work-life balance is also very standard. Another great opportunity if you work there, Germans give their employees great holidays. An example is you might get somewhere from 25 to 29 plus days off in a year, and they will beg you to use your vacation days. If not, you're forced to use it. You don't have a choice. So why wouldn't you not want to do that? And why wouldn't you not want to move to that kind of country? Think again. And a lot of the Americans are usually based around Bavaria. Bavaria is very beautiful. Visited it for the last 2 summers, just amazing, especially in the summer. They're also based in Berlin, in Munich, and in Frankfurt. Moving on to number 4, we have Puerto Rico. Although Puerto Rico is classified as an unincorporated territory of the United States, which just means it's an island controlled by the US government but is separate from the US mainland. It has about 159,000 plus Americans living in it, which is about 5.3% of American expats living abroad. Because of its proximity to the United States, it makes it a great option for Americans who want to live and try that expat life, especially for retirees. And some of the other main benefits outside of the proximity is the lower cost of living compared to, say, in the US, and of course the natural attractions that it has, the weather also being a huge plus as well. Sitting at number 3, we have the United Kingdom, the UK. The UK is also located in Europe and is a pretty good mid-distance from everywhere in the world, because from US to UK it can be anywhere as short as 6 hours or longer. But then UK is very central to Africa, to Asia, to everywhere else, to Middle East, to Australia. Well, not that close to Australia, but it's a very central point around the world. So of course it sees a lot of American citizens. There are about 170,000 American expats living there, which is about 5.7% of all the American expats abroad. One of the great benefits of living in the UK is the healthcare, which is free because of the NHS, which is the National Health Service. There are also a lot of job opportunities for Americans that move out there. And other benefits also are accessibility to great education, as some of the world's best universities are in the UK, Cambridge, Oxford, among others. And the quality of life, but this can be a little debatable because the UK is starting to be a little, funny sometimes. Depends on your taste. If you want great weather, then definitely not the UK. Not the best for that. But there are a lot of other things that you might like. But also there are a lot of people from the UK that are starting to leave to move abroad. It's just how they're starting to move abroad, and that's just how the cycle works. At number 2, we have Canada. I'm from Canada, and I myself don't even reside in Canada because I decided to move across the border to the States. Americans are starting to move up to Canada. There are about 273,000 plus Americans living in Canada, which is 9.7% of American expats abroad. The biggest reason for this is 1, proximity to the US. It shares border. 2, it's very similar ways of living. There are a lot of job opportunities if you're someone who's looking for jobs. However, there is pros and cons to this because the pay, depending on what field you're in, might not necessarily be better than if you're in the States. So it's things to consider and think about. Also, Canada is starting to become very expensive. I believe even slightly more so than the States. So it's a lot of things that you really have to consider. And there's people that live in there. So clearly it works out for them really well. Maybe a lot of people are marrying Canadians as well, so they don't have a choice but to live in Canada. It's a lot of other different things. And also family are some of the factors that are causing people to relocate or move up to Canada as an expat. And seeing at number 1 is my favorite country of all, Mexico. In Mexico, there are about 799,000 Americans living there currently as an expat, which is about 26.6%. A lot of numbers. And that is minus the amount of Americans that visit Mexico every year. There's probably about 7 million plus Americans that visit Mexico yearly, despite the fact that we hear cartels. Anyways, we're not going to get into that in this conversation. But some of the great benefits is the cost of living. Mexico's cost of living is very, very here. For what you get, it's quite good. You can live a very good standard and quality of life for not so much. Like, of course you have to pay, but you don't have to pay the same amount as you would pay in the US. Also, your US dollars goes further in Mexico. And Mexico just has so much to offer in terms of tourism, in terms of attractions. Naturally, it has all the biodiversity in the world there. There's deserts, there's mountains, there's all different landscapes, seas, islands. Everything is in Mexico. So whatever it is that you're looking for, you will probably find it. There's also snow in Mexico as well. Yes, there is snow. And these are the top 5 countries with the most amount of American expats. Let me know which country you thought would have been on the list that was not on the list. And if you're looking to move and to expatriate yourself abroad, are any of these top 5 countries on your list, or do you have something else? Drop them down below in the comments. If you really enjoyed the value from this content, don't forget to like it and don't forget to subscribe. Welcome to the community. Thank you very much for all your support. Really appreciate it. Don't forget that you can make a difference in this world. Be a light. Till next time, guys. Peace out.